After a breakup, 100% of women get into a relationship with the man who was already in their DMs. Women don't break up without a backup. The new guy isn't new, you just never knew. Where are y'all getting your statistics from? So we're starting really strong. Because even if you were to claim most women, you would have an easier time finding people who actually believe you. You know, because if you actually go around saying, oh no, 100% of men or 100% of women do this thing, you automatically sound ridiculous. Like, even if you say most women do this, you're gonna sound ridiculous, of course, but this is worse. Because, yeah. And also, I don't know if it's a German thing, because in Germany, this tends to be the exact opposite way around. Where you will, when you hear stuff about this, if someone had like a new partner before breaking up, it will usually be the guy who only breaks up. If he's found a backup, if you want to put it that way. Like, it's not the norm either. I'm not saying all German guys do this, you know, but it seems to be a more common guy thing, at least in Germany, to do this. So what are you talking about? Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Today we're on the absolutely fabulously frustrating subreddit of inceltear, because 100% of women obviously do the things that these people get mad about. But let's just say this, 100% of these posts are probably about to piss me off. So I guess that's what we're doing today, really. But anyways, before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water or some tea, whatever else you like to drink. In the meantime, also feel free to like and subscribe. And then we'll continue. Do you have your drink? Okay, let's go. What's up with you? I know a lot of thirsty, lustful dudes try to get at you, but I'm different. I just wanted to know if I can get a chance to know you better, if that's cool with you. Sure. Text me, please. I'll think about it. If you're not gonna text me, I'm not interested in trying to get to know you. I'm sorry that I'm not interested then. By then, why the frick are you on here if you're not willing to give anyone a chance? You females are weird on this app. I asked to get to know you and you said sure, then said I'm not interested. You said you're not interested if she's not interested? You can't act all nice and be like, well, if it's cool with you, I'd like to get to know you. Because yeah, that's kind of what dating apps are for. I mean, some people use them to find hookups, which is fair, right? But if you use them to want to get to know people, that's also kind of fair. But I honestly kind of get why, as a woman, you would probably just kind of wait and see how they react if you don't immediately like season the conversation and act all interested, right? I can kind of understand wanting to weed out guys like this first, to just be like, well, I'm just gonna send a few shorter, more casual messages, be like, oh yeah, sure, like, yeah, whatever. But then she replied with sure, and then you say, text me, please. She just did. Instead of being like, oh, text me, please, you could have just, I don't know, asked a question or been like, well, whatever, I really enjoy doing this thing in my free time. Like, what about you? Like, do you also love gardening or listening to this band or whatever? But like, just saying text me, please seems like a weird response. Well, anyways, Osaka High Court rules in favor of same-sex marriage. Says Japan's ban on same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. This does not help with the birth rate in Japan. Another sad day for Japan. Too many homo enablers in the court. The judges need to be replaced by more competent people. Japan just sealed its already failing birth rate problem. Japan said, yeah, let's turn our population collapse up to an 11. The birth rates, it was bad enough before and now it's bound to worsen further. Because gay people are notorious for having heterosexual relationships for the sake of reproduction just because they can't get married. Oh wait. Morality and all that aside, in a society where such things are illegal, tend not to come to be. For example, if coffee were illegal in a country, people who would normally hate tea would like it because coffee is illegal. Most of Japan supports same-sex marriage. Even anime and manga have shown LGBT characters since the 80s. You mean mock and belittle like the mental disease it is? Can't wait until they make the small head creation illegal again. Jews invented Japan? It's them again. If only Jews ever do things, then yum are cattle without agency. What are you on about? Like, it was already not going well for this comment section. I mean, it's a comment section. It's probably not gonna end too well, right? It wasn't going well, but then you totally lost me. Because as much as I don't understand homophobia, I unfortunately kind of have to expect it, right? So that wasn't surprising. But where did the Jews come from? And what do the Jews have to do with homosexuals and gay marriage? How did you get there? First of all, and second of all, I know, like, in the past, gay people who had to pretend not to be gay may have just pretended so far that they just married someone of the opposite gender and ended up having kids. But you know, a lot of people also just didn't, right? And you're aware that the people will give up children for adoption. And if you then don't have shitty adoption laws, these queer people who maybe biologically couldn't have children can adopt children if they want to raise children. Because that's kind of what penguins do, right? Like, gay penguin couples adopt eggs that were abandoned by their straight parents and just raise those eggs, babies, whatever. Like, you know, your birth rate isn't gonna get higher just because gay people aren't allowed to get married. Because that's why the birth rate is where it is, which is not really because of gay people, it's more because women are fed up with men, which, looking at this comment section, seems entirely fair. The nice feminine girls starter pack. Pink skirts, really good at drawing. Disney doesn't do weed, party, or drinks alcohol. Stardew Valley. What does this chair have to do with anything? But anyways, part of an outcast group and doesn't really interact with others outside of her group, taking on the role of supporter or co-leader of the group. Side note, has mediocre grades and doesn't see herself as the sharpest person in the room, but is very proud of her art. Is very friendly when you talk to her, but most people don't engage with her. Is mostly a well-behaved girl who doesn't break the rules and has good manners in class. If you can't tell, these are usually my favorite people in the room and I connect with them the most. What? I mean, I already think it's ridiculous how obsessed a lot of people, not just incels, seem to be with masculinity and femininity. Just to be like, oh no, but you're a girl, you have to act more feminine. And then, like, everyone kind of has a slightly different idea of what a good femininity is. Because as soon as it's too sexual, because it's like women owning their sexuality, then it's bad feminine again, right? But this is somehow very specific. And I also don't really get why this specific combination is the nice feminine. Like, is it just because they're chill people? Is it just because you've met people that are like this, that are just like chill people? Because how does this combination mean they're a better type of nice feminine than other girls who are feminine and like other stuff? I'm not even mad at this post, I'm just confused. Happened to be in a Target again and decided to check in on the fantasy section. Unlike last year, any male-centric fantasy is nowhere in sight. It's all chicklet and booktop slob. Modern publishing hates male readers. Last year there was Dune and Red Rising inside, now that's even gone. To be fair, young men aren't usually avid readers these days. Because what is there for them to read? Possibly, but honestly it might be that this stuff just sells more. To the detriment of us. The publishing industry was an early adopter of D and one of its strongest proponents. Getting a book that appeals to young men past the gatekeepers is an extreme challenge. Target and other booksellers rarely have content that doesn't come from those gatekeepers. It's the same in sci-fi. It takes more effort every year to find something that isn't the struggle of a black woman against sexism, but it's 2030, so we can call it sci-fi. And libraries make a point to stock mostly works featuring BIPOC. I took a couple of pictures last year at my local library showing dozens of covers featuring people on them. It was hard to spot the few individuals from the demographic that makes up the majority of the US. I noticed this at my local too. Me, not interested in books written by women for women marketed exclusively to women. Woman, why do you hate women? Like zoinks, it's a real mystery scoop. Oh, poor baby, too masculine to read a romance or mystery novel. You can only read books by Navy SEALs. Freaking cope, dude. Diversity bad. Apparently. Like, listen, you can research beforehand. And if you want to support your local bookshops and not order them online, you can ask them about certain books. But y'all don't seem to find books that you like at all, which seems weird because there are a lot of books out there. And shops are gonna display what brings in the most customers and what makes this shop the most cash. So if they notice a certain demographic or a certain category of books being most popular and that people constantly ask for them or that people usually buy these types of books, then of course they're gonna display them. That doesn't mean there aren't books anymore written by white men or about white men. And also, if you can only read books that feature someone that looks like you, as a white person, that seems strange. As a person of color, I can understand being fed up with stories that don't represent you. That I understand. But as a white person, so much is about you. So many movies, so many books, so many series, so many everything. Yeah, we are everywhere, okay? You can always find someone who looks sort of similar to you, right? In media. And who maybe has like similar experiences, who grew up in a similar way. Really finding that as a man, specifically, but as a white person in general, not that difficult. As a queer person, again, it might already get more difficult, but all these people being mad at book talk slob are not gonna be queer people or men usually. Like are men and not queer people or people of color. Why do y'all want to act like you're oppressed that badly? Like, why do you want to go and be like, no, but I couldn't find a book within 5 seconds with a white man on the cover. That's a real problem. There are too many women in this place. There's too many people of color. I don't like it. Freaking cope, dude. Just cope. Go read fanfiction about your favorite misogynistic character or something, honestly. I've said this before and I'll say it again. We incels should seriously consider mass migrating into some third world country and joining their army en masse. After we become 15% of the army, and one of us becomes their supreme commander, we could easily overthrow their government and replace it with an incel government. All we need to do is invite their president or prime minister to talk in the jungle, arrest him, torture him, kill him by forcing molten gold down his throat, and seize all the main cities before we are met by resistance. If we are met by resistance, we will then siege their cities. Once we take over their government, we will establish an incel government where all the females are ours. Preferably, we should do this in a Central American country because Latinas are hot. And you wonder why no one likes you or wants to talk to you. Okay. First of all, this is not an action movie. A lot of you are not even fit enough to join an army, probably. And that is coming from me. I probably wouldn't be either because these fitness tests for like military stuff are probably kind of intense, right? But still, I'm not sitting here being all delusional, but like, no, but we should just like join the army and overthrow a government because it's a third world country. It's gonna be so easy. That is incredibly racist and incredibly delusional. And then to also just be like, no, but we should do this in Latin America because the women there are at least hot and it's worth it to oppress them. What do you... There it is. I mean, I've been mad for most of this video, but we found one that makes me really mad. How are you, boobs? They're okay. Can I see? No? I just want to make sure they're okay. If her boyfriend was taller, she would have sent them no hesitation. But he has to work for it since she settles. I mean, the top part was already bad, but what? Oh yeah, no, it's because she settled. Like, she found a good enough man, and that's why you have to work for. Like, maybe you could just not be weird and just be like, can I see your boobs? Like, this shit is funny if you're friends or something. Then you can make jokes of, I just want to check if they're okay, or like making jokes like this to your partner. Kind of fair, but doing this to some random person already seems weird. And the second part, I don't even have words for. I'm confused by these people. Asian incels rants about Southeast Asian women and how Slavic women are just better. Before the woke tots call me a racist, I'm half Vietnamese and half Korean. What's your excuse now? Virgin Southeast Asian woman looks like an ugly deformed brown-skinned ogre, is the most shallowest and jaded person you will ever meet. Pretends to be submissive but screams at you more than a Karen. Works as a cam whore and swindles 67-year-old Arizonan boomers out of their pensions. Is Buddhist thus feels like she can do whatever she wants. Gold diggers are literally found everywhere. Chats Slavic women. Looks like a supermodel, enjoys deep conversations with you, is Christian and recognizes the authority of men since the Bible says so. Only gold diggers found in male auto brides or wannabe Instagram models. Has a normal job. Is legitimately soft-spoken and does everything you ask. First of all, this is kind of giving the first post of 100% of women do this. Only you narrowed it down a little by saying, oh, 100% of Slavic women are like this. Well, not 100% of Slavic women, because some of them are wannabe Instagram models, right? But like, saying, oh yeah, no, but Slavic women are so much better, as if you're not gonna find good people and shitty people in literally every demographic, but making posts like this is still very, very much putting you in the shitty person category, really, you know, because is it, you know, you can be racist even if you are not white yourself, right? Like, same with gay people being able to be homophobic. You can still be racist. And you're actually managing it somehow. I don't think you should be able to. It makes no sense that you're racist. Same as it doesn't really make sense for gay people to be homophobic, but here we are, you still managed it. Do you like playing video games? Second is, who's your favorite band or bands? Or bands, you can't edit messages on here sadly, lol. Maybe you should just skip the part where you shoot me your number and I'll make you laugh, possibly even piss yourself from it. Smile and blush and we can get cracking on getting to know each other. What do you think? Well, good luck out there. Guess it was worth a shot. Maybe you'll find someone who's got a subpar personality that's slightly funny. If you want to write my face and play some games before I take off for basics since you aren't interested in getting to know each other, by all means hit me up and we'll make some plans. Again, that escalated kind of quickly. And I would love a timestamp on these messages because there really isn't one. Like, I really don't mind people who double or triple text. But especially if you're just getting to know someone, maybe leave it at like 2 or 3 messages. And then actually like wait for a reply. And if they don't reply at all, then yeah, listen, why are you still wasting energy? Because they're clearly not interested, or they just have too much going on and don't have time for you at the moment. And since they don't know you yet, they don't feel like they need to explain themselves to you because they really don't. But just like sending a whole text wall when you're getting to know someone seems kind of strange. And then also immediately like, well, you didn't text back within like 10 or 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna be like, well, if you want to write my face, let me know. But apart from that, you can fuck off and you're never gonna find someone as good as me. Is kind of a weird approach to get to know someone. And again, as a woman, I kind of underget just waiting and seeing how these people react if you don't immediately text back or send long messages back, and just kind of waiting to see, because if someone reacts like this, you kind of dodged a bullet. Do women understand movies when they watch them alone? I think they can probably understand them better when they watch them alone, because if someone's trying to mansplain the entire time, how are you even supposed to focus on the movie? Really? Like, making little comments during a movie, kind of fine, right? I do that too. I like kind of looking up where you know the actor from and doing other stuff. Fine, but someone like ranting you, like to you the entire time and just being like, no, but what they mean by this and why they shot this in this way is because, listen, you could have a discussion about the movie afterwards, but A, don't do it during the movie, and second of all, calling all women dumb is a move, for sure. It's not a smart move, it's not a move I would ever do, because why are you even out here believing that all women or all men are a certain way? That's kind of strange. You know, isn't it odd that you seem all depressed and lonely, yet you make fun of incels regularly for years now, who really are just lonely, depressed dudes themselves? Seems strange, but keep doing you. I think it's pretty apparent that being lonely and depressed isn't what I'm making fun of them for, but keep doing you. Yeah, literally, like making fun of people for being lonely or depressed is a dickhead move. If you bury yourself in this hole and just, instead of admitting that you're just lonely and depressed and need help and seeking help or seeking community or a healthy outlet for your negative feelings, if you then decide to just lash out at everyone and say you should like join the army in a third world country and that all women are stupid and don't understand movies when you watch them alone, then yeah, people are gonna make fun of you. Because if you don't focus your energy where it would be needed, as in getting yourself better, and instead lash out at everyone, then yeah, people are gonna make fun of you. But it's not because you're lonely and depressed. It's how you choose to behave towards other people, really. Can people like you shut up about being sexualized? You're just being desired, which is a good thing, numbnuts. Do you understand the difference between sexualizing someone and being sexually attracted to them? Like, no one's coming for someone being sexually attracted to them. It's more how you act about it, because if it's like a random stranger or someone online who you've never met, being really overt about it and just posting your thoughts unfiltered about how sexually attracted you are to them, kind of weird. And kind of just reducing someone to, oh yeah, I don't care about them, but they're really sexy. Also, maybe different than just being like, oh, yeah, this person's really attractive to me. Yeah, there's a line there somewhere, but y'all don't seem to know where it lies. And I know this video is already really long, but there's a deleted post by someone who used to be an incel, which I think is worth sharing. Good social skills and being extroverted and empathetic are the most attractive features of a man. It took me a long time to accept this and change my worldview. As an ex-incel and now fully voluntary celibate, I have sought therapy and am now happy, fulfilled and confident in myself. Therapy is of paramount importance for an incel to recover and adapt a healthy view on life. Therapy, and more therapy. It really does wonders. If only those people knew how easy it is to love life and find joy elsewhere and not rely on other people for their happiness. But there is always hope for them, whether they want it or not. It's not that dark and difficult. Going outside is also a really big factor in recovery. Exercise, sports, or even just taking a walk in nature. It improves mental health tremendously. I see conventionally unattractive men with attractive women and vice versa all the time, which led me to believe that women, and men for that matter, value goodness of character and social skills as the top priority when dating. What do you people think? I want for nothing but incels to realize this and leave their wretched ways of hate, self-pity, and defeatism. This is literally what I mean. It's not because you're lonely and depressed that people make fun of you, it is because of how you choose to act because of it. You know? And I know it's not like easy to admit that you need help and easy to actually go out and get help. And we know, like, therapists, and in Germany at least you don't have to pay for it, but finding a good therapist or finding a therapist at all is still not the easiest thing to do. And then on top, if you have to pay for it, because what even is healthcare in America, really? I get it, but still, just because you maybe don't want to go to therapy or don't think that it's gonna help you, because yeah, therapy isn't for everyone, maybe you really do know it's not gonna help you, doesn't mean you can just like sit depressed in your room and lash out on everyone on the internet. I mean, you can, but that's neither gonna make you feel better, nor is it a really productive way or healthy way to spend your time, you know? Like, choosing to find something that brings you joy and choosing to, whatever, actually like pick up a sport that you never tried before, or at least like going outside, getting a hobby, you know, getting something to focus all that energy on. It's probably going to be a more productive use of your time and a healthier use of your time, and it's going to make you feel better versus just lashing out at people online, you know? But a lot of people don't want to get to that point, apparently. Anyways, that is enough ranting for one day. Because sitting here and being like, oh, but these people need to get a more positive outlook on life seems kind of strange while ranting about people, but you know what I mean, right? Anyways, I'm gonna go drink my iced coffee before it gets warm. I hope y'all are hydrated too, because being mad and dehydrated, not a good combo. You know, so if you didn't finish your drink or if you didn't get a drink, maybe consider drinking something now, and I'll be back in a few days with my next video.